Human-leopard conflict occurs when leopards and people come in close contact, often resulting in attacks on humans, livestock predation, or retaliatory killings of leopards. This conflict is common in regions where human settlements overlap with leopard habitats, such as parts of India, Africa, and Southeast Asia. The major causes of human-leopard conflict includes habitat loss. Deforestation and urban expansion have pushed leopards into human-dominated landscape, bringing them in close contact with humans, resulting in serious conflicts. The depleting prey base in our forests, as well as overhunting of wild prey forces leopards to hunt livestock or stray dogs. Encroachment into leopard territory as a consequence of agricultural and industrial expansion as well as establishment of human settlement has led to frequent encounters. Leopards are attracted to human settlements due to an abundance of stray dogs as their source of food because the prey base in the jungles in which they habitat has been dwindling quite gradually. The fear of humans as well as the retaliation, villagers often kill leopards indiscriminately in response to attacks or arsoning conflict, or even in cases when such conflicts could be avoided, there is an extension of unnecessary aggression towards these animals, resulting in killing of the animal or resulting in grave injuries for people who get in too close contact with the animal. The human casualties with respect to human leopard conflicts have been increasing. While leopards rarely attack, unprovoked defensive or predatory attacks can lead to several severe injuries and fatalities. Farmers suffer economic losses when leopards prey upon cattle, goats, and poultry, and retaliatory killings has resulted in leopard mortality across the country as well as in various parts of Southeast Asia and Africa due to poaching and accident. Road kills has also been a common factor that has been impacting leopards while they were trying to cross the roads and they are hit by irresponsible drivers that are driving across through the forest at a very high speed. The psychological impact of leopards visiting or coming in close contact with human settlements has been another important factor that has further accentuated the human leopard conflict. What could be the mitigation strategies to deal with these challenges? First of all, it is important to secure livestock. Enclosures and reinforced sheds prevent leopards' attacks on cattle and goat. There is need for community awareness programs, particularly among village communities or remote rural communities, which are vulnerable to attacks towards by leopards, and those who live in close proximity of the forest where leopards use them as their habitats. It is important to work towards prey-based conservation within the forest so that the leopards do not get out of the forest and they have adequate resources for catering to their hunger within the forest so that they do not come in close association with the human. Use of non-lethal deterrents such as motion sensor light, loud noises, and fencing can keep leopards away. Translocation and monitoring and surveillance are important. Relocating problem leopards are important, and tracking their movements once they have relocated or reintroduced or introduced to a new area is important so that they are not making a comeback to their home areas. Regulation of the stray dog population in many areas, particularly those in forest fringe areas or rural areas, are important because these attracts leopards as they are an easy prey for them. Rapid response teams are necessary so that the wildlife authorities can intervene quickly to prevent human casualties and retaliatory killings. Human-leopard conflict requires a balance between conservation and human safety. Long-term solutions involve habitat protection, sustainable land use planning, and community engagement. Unless all these factors are taken into context, it becomes very, very difficult for these animals to survive, and as a consequences more and more conflicts between the leopards and humans are happening. It is important and interesting to note that with time and with the increase of human population, people are encroaching into the forest. Not only marginal farmers, landless laborers, or people who are impacted by genocidal political destabilizations in many countries where they are losing land and are moving into the forest for their refuge, they are coming in close contact with wildlife, and as a consequences, the human-leopard conflicts has been increasing. The rapid rise of population and the limitation of the forest or the encroachment within the forest areas for the purpose of establishment of agricultural areas, farms, orchards, and various other infrastructures without proper environmental impact assessment are slowly but steadily impacting primary leopard habitats. Sometimes the destructions of various forested areas for vested interest in establishing infrastructure and other income generating aspects right under the nose of administration, or due to the failure of the forest department in communicating and securing the forest, is bringing people in close contact. The rise of insurgency in many parts of uh, India as well as in other countries where it has stable leopard population results in bringing armed people in close connection with these wildlife, and that adds to the poaching and other related interventions within the forest area that the forest departments need to work upon. And integration of various stakeholders, people who lives in and around the forest, forest fringe dwellers or remote residents adjoining forest or remote villagers, are need to be brought in close association with the forest department so that they can provide intelligence information as well as work as an extra eye and ear for the forest department in working towards conservation of the leopards and making sure that they restrict and remain within the forest and do not get and cross over into the human settlements, resulting in catastrophic changes both for the human and the helpless animal. Care should be taken and strategies should be implemented at the ground level by integrating these people who are involved and are associated on the daily basis with forest. Tribal communities, Aboriginal other members, those who live in close association of the forest, villagers, marginal farmers, people who are landless laborers and who are dependent on forest for their sustainability are essential stakeholders in the process that needs to be brought into the conservation equation for successfully protecting leopards from becoming extinct or endangered. There were very little data available towards leopard population across the country with respect to India. However, it is quite appreciable that the forest departments, both at the central as well as the state and union territory levels, are now taking up regular leopard surveys and population census to understand and assess the leopard population status of various forested areas of the country. This is very important in understanding the population dynamics of the leopards, their relationship with the humans, and to better understand why they are infringing and infiltrating from the forest into human settlements. Care should be taken so that this majestic cat that represents the wild, unique heritage of India and other adjoining areas are secured and protected for our future generations. Shoikat Kumar Basu, Bureau Report, Kalinga Chronicle TV.